Welcome in, guys. We made it another week. That's a victory. We have breath in our lungs. We're alive. We have something to be thankful of, and I'm always thankful for Lucas. Just so thankful for you.
I'm thankful for you.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Rob's thankful for you. We're just all
thankful for Lucas.
We are thankful.
Why are you thankful for me today?
I'm just thankful. I'm happy to see you. I'm glad you showed up to work today.
What? You act like I don't show up.
All right, listen, in preparing these shows, what we do is we have guests and we're wondering how the guests connect to one another. And then we're wondering, what it is that we're supposed to leave our viewership with. And this week, time stands still for no one.
Ooh, that's good.
You like it?
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to believe how I came to adopt this and just ponder it.
I didn't know you were the pondering type.
The pondering type,
Yeah.
yes. So anyway, my significant other has a bucket list. I think you should have a live it list. A bucket list is a little frightening, like you're getting ready to check out. What are your thoughts on the bucket list versus the live it list?
I mean, to me, it's same.
Is
right?
it?
It's just how you view it.
Okay.
Because I think you can view a bucket list as being like, oh
Sure.
no, death is coming.
Before I kick
or
the bucket.
use it as a motivating thing.
Right.
Be like, hey,
Right.
I live a short life. Let's do the things I want to
do
do.
this.
Let's
all
live
right?
it.
So his big thing was he wanted to go to Fenway, and the Cardinals happened to be playing in Boston. So that big green wall, have you been there?
Nope.
It's pretty cool. An old, steeped in tradition stadium. And you know what was super cool? He took me home, my friend. Some 30 years ago, I lived there.
Wow.
And it was so cool because I was pumped. I had my camera. I'm like, man, I'm going to go back to the old neighborhood. I'm going to see where they put me up in a hotel, where I was interviewing for the job. And I've got my camera ready. And we're going down the road in an Uber. And I'm like, let's roll down the window and make sure we get it. And I noticed there were boards on the window and stuff. It's been boarded up, the Buckminster Hotel. How sad is that?
It's very sad.
Time marches on. It's a great hotel. I think Lucas should buy it. Then we can go to Fenway all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just go to a bank, get that loan.
Anyway, Boston is beautiful. Let's wait a little bit. I hear interest rates are just not the best right now.
Yeah.
As Riley knows, he's shaking his head. Yes. So it was a cool experience. We got to do the city through the eyes of a tourist this time. We took a couple of tours. We'll be showing you that. We went to Fenway, and guess what?
You hit a home run.
No. Well, I did, sort of. You'll never believe who I ran into. The Tim Estiloz.
Hey!
We were in the same space at the same time, and I was able to touch the noted Spiel on Entertainment TV and Film Critic. I mean, I hugged him a lot. I'm like, I'm so happy you're here. And he goes, please stop touching me. It was like kind of weird, really,
Well, we were never sure if he was actually real.
Yeah. He's real. He's super cool. And you're going to see that reunion nearly 30 years in the making. Very cool. Also, we've heard it many, many times, and it is true. How many of us know someone fighting cancer right now? I think we all do, And if you don't, a friend of a friend. And, one of our guests today, she's made it her mission. She's a 2-time cancer survivor, and now she and her mom, they have made it their mission to help make life a little bit easier for those people going through cancer and then the loved ones of people in that battle right now. So that's definitely a story to stick around for. Also, Roberto,
That's
you probably want to come up. You want to come up for this intro? Do you feel like you need to come up for this intro?
I mean, I don't, but I can if you want
Well,
me to.
listen, Be Fit and Salim. We all know that I've been converted to Team Salim, right? I am Team Salim.
Yeah, because he's getting some results.
He's getting results in you. You posted this week, dude.
I did.
You're like down another human being.
a small human being, but yeah.
Yeah, what, 70?
70 pounds in 4.5 months.
Dude. Do the
Yeah.
math. What's the quick math? Quick math. What'd they say, quick math? You ever heard that? Is that
No.
a thing? Is that a TikTok?
Yeah,
What
but
is
what am I?
Maths.
Quick maths. Yeah, that's it.
What am I
See,
doing the
know
quick
you.
maths on?
Where you started, where you were.
Oh yeah,
where you been,
I'm down
where you
about
are.
170 pounds approximately.
But that's after going. whoop,
Yeah, it's
whoop,
going
whoop,
down and
whoop,
then back
whoop.
up. Yeah, for 10, 15 years.
So realistically, how much have you lost total?
Probably about 475 pounds.
That is insane, dude.
That's awesome.
But anyway, so I think you've challenged Salim to is it push-up or sit-up contest?
It's a push-up contest with me. It's going to be me versus both of my trainers. And
Salim
I'm going to
and Be
lose
Fit.
horribly.
My money is on Be Fit.
Yeah.
Have you seen the girl?
That girl's ripped.
Mine's on Rob.
All right, Lucas. His money is on Rob. I love it. I love it. I love it.
I love a good underdog story.
Yeah, so do I. And you know our good friend Diamonds and Whiskey?
Yeah.
That song Warrior. She got a really cool message this weekend from our troops overseas. Apparently that has become one of their fight songs and their anthem that they're playing. And they did deliver a message, and you're going to be able to help out with something that they need over there. Apparently just something to boost morale, and that can come in the form of a care package. So I will expect everybody watching to put together a care package, right?
Right.
And we're going to learn how to do that because we've got one hot cookie in the house. They're going to make like a lot of things, like a lot of baskets.
Nice.
We're going to send them to the troops. They don't know it yet. But Riley, your job is to maybe grab the baskets when she's done, and then you hide them, and then we'll just send them over to the troops. From us. Don't do that. There could be some items in there that can melt. But anyway, it's going to be a great, did I say great? Show?
Twice.
Yeah. So you want to sit there and you want to watch with us because what we're going to do this hour matters. Stay right there.
Like you said, we've reinvented ourselves multiple times. We've had to learn how to pivot and go where the market is.
Love that. Yeah.
Okay, you know.
You got this, Rob. Let's go. 2 more.
15.
Quitting tobacco is hard. Telling your family you have lung cancer is harder. Quitting tobacco is the best way to prevent lung cancer. For help getting free patches or gum, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Our students are employed immediately. Sometimes they are employed before they get their associate's degree.
I have a position working in early childhood. Dr. Marilyn Tolliver, my professor, was able to really prepare me to be able to teach in a classroom as a lead teacher.
To see them interact and engage in what I'm teaching them is life-changing.
Now, this lady right here just keeps reinventing herself, and we're thrilled to have Sarah in the kitchen today. We are going to be spieling it in our Prairie Farms Kitchen, which we often do every week, and talk about reinventing your business. One hot cookie from nearly 2 decades ago, one hot cookie and catering.
Yep.
And then I remember the gifts, and now
We're back on focusing on gifts.
got it. We're thrilled to have you here.
Well, thank you. I'm thrilled to be here.
Yeah. So what are you going to make for us, and what are you doing in that business of yours? And you just keep on doing it
A lot
to
of
it.
everything is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Like you said, we've reinvented ourselves multiple times. We've had to learn how to pivot and go where the market is.
Love that. Yeah.
Okay? You know, COVID hit, world turned upside down.
Right.
Catering was shut down, shut off for us.
Right.
So we really pushed our lunches and our cold cases that we have ready-made meals, our freezer cases, that lasagnas, casseroles, things like that, people can pick up and take home and finish off themselves.
Sure.
So then, you know, COVID restrictions were lifted and our catering came back full force. Nobody planned anything out.
Right.
And so we're like, oh my gosh. So we had to kind of chill back down on our lunch stuff, still keep our cold case things happening. And we've seen an uptick in gift giving again.
I love that.
You know, everybody has a birthday,
Everybody.
anniversary,
Yes.
you know, bad day at work, need a little cheering up,
Absolutely.
just because, things like that.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that we're able to do that kind of stuff for people
Sure.
because we don't have the florists that we used to have years ago or the gift shops.
Okay.
Hallmarks are almost
That's
non-existent
right.
anymore.
That's right.
And people have gotten used to going online, ordering, and they have no idea what they're sending someone.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And it's nice to be able to customize.
Exactly. We like to be very personal and customized. We want to know who you're purchasing for.
Okay.
We want to find out likes, dislikes, you know, and I brought several different items here today.
Okay.
That would be more on the custom side.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you were talking about the military. We do military baskets.
Oh, I know. I checked you out. So that's, you know, it means so much, not only when you receive a gift from someone, but then to get a personalized basket where each item, when you're pulling it out, you're like, man, they really thought of me here. You know,
Yeah.
this really means something to me. So I think there's huge value in that. So
There
kudos.
is.
Yeah.
There is. Thank you.
So what are you going to make?
We are going to put some gift baskets together.
Okay.
I do have a variety of our items that we have that are some of our most popular. If you're from Murfreesboro, you know what a peanut roll is.
That's right.
This is what I ship more than anything to the front lines.
The
Okay?
peanut roll.
Peanut
okay.
roll. It is a 1949 Baptist cookbook recipe.
Love that.
Okay, if it's high humidity outside, don't ask me to bake a cake because it's not going to happen that day.
Right.
It's not going to rise. It's not going to crust. It's not going to be what I need for my clients. So it is a dense, moist sponge cake rolled in our homemade buttercream icing and then chopped salted peanuts that are chopped right before we roll them. So you get the extremely sweet, the extremely salty.
Nice.
These weigh about a half a pound a piece.
Okay.
Okay.
Holds up when they
It does.
ship it.
It does. It's nice. And it reminds them of home.
Good.
Okay.
Good deal.
I've had people stopped in the airport by drug dogs because they had a suitcase full of peanut rolls before. Okay. So, you know, their dogs are sniffing out what do we got going on here? So,
That's
but
awesome.
we ship them all over the world. We have people that come to town and say, hey, I'm coming in town. I'm going to be here this week. Can I make sure I have 2 dozen packed ready to go home for me?
That's awesome.
All right. So we take care of those people.
And you're right there in Murfreesboro, Illinois, on 13, easily
on
found.
the Business Highway 13.
Okay.
Between the grade school and the high school there in Murfreesboro.
Easily found.
Yep. We're just a mile off of Walnut.
Okay.
Yep,
And then
so-
online, find
Yeah.
her. So
You can find me online. You know, we do some very basic kind of things online, but if you want something really custom, pick up the phone, call me, talk to my staff.
you can do it.
Oh, yeah, we do it. I have
There it
people
is.
that I go on the hunt for certain things as well.
Right.
And, you know, Murfreesboro used to be known for antiques.
Uh-huh.
We're down to where we have only one antique shop.
Huh.
People stop in and see me all the time saying, okay, what happened to all the antique stores?
Right.
Okay, so I now have a line of vintage,
Good
antique,
for you.
you know, coffee pots, tea sets, the old milk glass, the Fenton glass, things like that. Things that people are looking for.
That's right.
That's very
You
unique.
got to meet that need. I love that.
And we still have a lot of people that come to Southern Illinois as a tourism kind of person.
Oh, definitely.
So they want to take something back that is different and unique, other than just a T-shirt or a coffee mug. And we're able to
Absolutely.
do that for them.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay.
A couple things that I focused on is, you know, we said everybody has birthdays, right? Simple birthday boxes. Okay. You don't have to spend a ton of money to say happy birthday to somebody.
Or to look like you did.
Exactly. Yeah. And ribbon goes a long way.
That's
I'm going
right.
to show you that. Long way.
It's all in the packaging.
We always think about, you know, like I said, who we're sending to, things like that. And if somebody comes and says, well, I really don't know. I just want to do a little something for her. She's one of my colleagues at work and things like that. I just want to do a little something. Okay. Does she have any animals? Does she have kids? What's her favorite color? What do you see on her desk? Those are things that we pick out very, very quickly for the customer to say, okay, we're purchasing this specifically for this person.
Awesome.
Okay. So we know that this lady's desk has got purples and pinks and blues and things like that, but she also has a little dog at home.
Aw.
Okay. So we just want to throw something a little bit. Born to be fabulous. Okay. It is your birthday, right?
That's right.
So you're born to be fabulous. So we're going to put that in their little gift basket as well. Okay.
Very nice.
So we're going to do that. But we know that she's a chocolate person.
Of
She likes
course.
chocolate. What lady doesn't like chocolate? So we're going to take some of our chocolate cookies, put those in. We're also going to do some of our gourmet cookies that have chocolate and caramels and nuts and all kinds
Very
of goodies
nice.
on there
Yeah,
too.
the cookies
as well.
have really gotten. The cookies can contain so much these days.
Oh yeah. Well, anymore it's like our regular cookies, which are our staple, our traditional cookies, our oatmeal raisin, our love of chocolate, snickerdoodles, things like that. you know, it used to be all the rave, but then everybody wants stuff on top of it. Okay. So, you know,
Eye candy.
we do that. And then they go, gosh, I can't eat all this at one time. But then you turn around and their bag is empty and there's just crumbs
Exactly.
all around them.
That's
So,
right.
yeah, you can. All right. And we're going to let you all taste what we do too here very shortly. All right. So we're just going to put like half a dozen cookies in there.
Yum.
And she said, oh, you know what? She's a little tea drinker too. Okay. So I got a little purple thing of tea here. All right.
Oh, perfect.
We do lots of different teas and coffees and the sample sizes that'll make it like a pot or you know, enough for family or whatever, or sit around having your cookies and coffee at work. And we try to use more small, locally owned businesses.
Oh, that's good.
Tiesta Tea is a new line that we just started carrying. It was a couple of college kids out of Champaign that started this a few years ago.
Really?
Yeah. Now they're up in Chicago.
Oh, that's cool.
I did bring some in with us today to try whenever we are going to do our cooking segment.
Nice.
And they do a hot tea line, a cold brew line. So there's a lot of different things. But what I like about it, it's the loose leaf tea. It's you can see it all. You can smell it when it's sitting there brewing and things like that.
Very
So we're going
nice.
to put a little tea in there for her as well. All right. And then we're going to stick her little book back in here for her that she was born to be fabulous. And then we're going to take this, and you just talked about how we're going to pretty it up with ribbons and
Right.
things like that. It goes, you know, a long way. And I hit those clearance aisles when the Easter grass is on sale.
That's smart.
You know, instead of paying full price and
so
pretty it
smart.
all up. What I try to do is really give our customers a great value. Okay. Whenever they walk out the door and they spent $10, I wanted to make it look like they spent $25.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I love that.
So we just got a little bit here and there for them. And also, I allow people, if they have something else that they want to bring in and put into their baskets, they are more than welcome to. Especially if I'm shipping like military college kids, you know, their first 2 weeks, you know, they've been
They're a
gone, they're a little
homesick.
homesick.
Yes.
Mom wants to put a couple things in there that, you know, makes them feel like we're back at home, right?
I love that.
So we can do that. But what we do is we just take them, we package them up all nice and pretty. So they're safe, secure, and sound.
That looks like you spent a fortune on that. And what would you have in something like that?
This
total?
right here is less than $20.
Wow.
Okay.
That's great. And all those small businesses that you try to source for and, you know, connect with, they have to appreciate it because that,
Oh, yeah.
I think in this day and age, that goes a long way when you're
Oh, it
all
really
supporting one
does.
another.
It does. And, you know, we've got people that will call specifically, and I've done some things for Southern Illinois Baskets, and I've called around to Pat's Barbecue and Kilby's Barbecue, whenever Kilby's had sauce, and
that.
Caro barbecue sauce and things like that. I did a gift basket for a guy that was, you know, he was a big barbecue sauce person and loved to come to Southern Illinois. So I hit probably 50 different places up, and we
That's so
built this
cool.
basket that was, you know, all the way from the orchards to the barbecue joints to every place.
And you know, it's great to have you here talking about this because you do these type things and you've been doing it for 2 decades.
Yep.
That's what people perhaps when you're watching and you have this grand idea of starting a business, maybe it's not going to be what you thought it would be initially or originally,
No,
right?
not at all.
I mean, one
Not
hot
at all.
cookie and look at us today,
I
you
started
know?
off just doing hot cookies like pizza.
Right.
When I was in the St. Charles, Missouri area. And very quickly, the pharmaceutical reps connected with me.
Right.
That's when they had money. Okay? And they didn't
I know
have
what
all
you're
the
talking
rules
about.
and the regs
Right.
and stuff. And they're one of the reasons why pharmaceutical reps is why I started catering. Because
Wow.
the laws changed. They said, Sarah, I can't do gift baskets, but can you cook? I was born and raised in a family-run restaurant. I can
You can cook.
So I thought if I don't know how to figure it out, I will. So
Very
again,
nice.
we pivoted our business
Okay.
to do what we needed to do.
Very good.
So, you know, if I was mailing this one, because as nice and pretty and safe and secure as we make it, once it gets in the box and I take it to the shipper, I think they drop kick it
Oh yeah.
across the
They're gonna punt it and
warehouse
then,
floor,
yeah, sling it from
something
the
like
truck.
that. So I would protect it to make sure that these were protected a little bit more.
Okay.
But you know, you got less than $20 invested.
Love that.
Okay.
Love that.
All right.
All right, they've got to find you, if not in person, online. Great website
Yep.
there. And you
Yep.
can just, I'm convinced you can get it done, whatever it is
yeah.
that they need.
Oh yeah, we can do that. That's not a problem. Not a
All
problem.
right. And you don't have to spend a fortune to look like you did, and you just
No.
have to know the right people. So now you know Sarah, and you're welcome.
There you go.
We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Cierra Johnson, the CEO of Fighting Cancer Today, and I'm here talking about the wonderful work we're doing on the Spiel. You can catch us on the Spiel.
My name is Lee Eklund. I'm the Center Director for Malone's Early Learning Center. You got to have that love and passion, and being able to come here and see how rewarding it is to have a child learn how to tie their shoes or have a child learn how to stack blocks. It's so rewarding.
When I was at John A. Logan, it really gave me the mentality of we're coming in to teach the children, not to watch the children. And so it taught me the importance of engaging with them, becoming one with the classroom, and really having that involvement there.
Oh, I'm David Israel. Love what I do, happy to be here. Well, one of the special things about our organization is that we take all patients. I don't even look at payer status before I go see the patient. What matters is the patient and what can we do to help this patient. We see all children regardless of a family's ability to pay. I've been seeing patients at the Mount Vernon office, but now seeing patients at the Carmi office.
Well, you know, when you have a guest on like Sierra, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, this topic we've been talking while the cameras are setting up, and it's just a conversation that could go on, and it's really one that's overdue, and that is, of course, fighting cancer today. You know, and we've talked about it. Everybody knows somebody. Now I know you, and girl, you've had one heck of a fight, but where you've come out swinging is just, it's worthy of a discussion. So let's jump in. How and why are we here?
We're here because in 2019, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And it forever changed my life. It changed my family's life. And I know what it's like to be in need and not have the support that's needed. And my mom and I, Anita, we didn't want other people to walk that path by themselves.
Right. You were
29.
29. And you pointed out, and I guess I didn't know this, but at that age, your insurance will not pay for a mammogram.
Correct. You have to be over 40 or over. And so that elongated a process that would have been better treatment options and things like that, and call early because I wasn't able to get a mammogram.
Wow. Do you know what it was like, or do you remember that feeling if you didn't black out at the time, you know, when they say that to you, or maybe your suspicions were heightened and you already knew, but take us back to that day and what that felt like for you.
So it's actually funny, and I'm saying it's funny because I found out in the middle of Macy's. They left a voicemail.
Oh, well, that's nice.
I know.
Thanks for that.
So when you sign that piece of paper that says you can leave me a voicemail, it's that kind of information too. And so I remember getting the phone call, just kind of perusing the store on my lunch break, and I looked down and I'm like, oh no, is it going to be good or is it going to be bad? And I listened to the voicemail, and they let me know that, you know what, you have breast cancer, so we need you to come back in. Yeah.
Wow.
So when you talk about just being in shock, first off, I wasn't expecting to find out that way, because in the movies you come back
right.
in.
It's like we got to prepare. We're sitting there, the
Yes.
music plays, and, you know, but we make light of it because so many people have come out to tell their story that it's happened in very odd ways like that, or, you know, by chance. And it's just a word that none of us are ready to hear.
No,
Ever.
never. You
know?
can't be prepared for it, and then you don't know what that really means and how your life is going to change after.
Right. I love what you said, that too many times in the healthcare world, when they give you a diagnosis, they then want to give you a treatment. They want to tell you how they're going to fix you. But you and I were talking about the importance, and I know in years and years of studies and interviewing people, it is imperative that you take that time to go and understand what has just been told to you and how you're gonna face this thing, right?
Yes,
Talk about
absolutely.
that.
You know, you get the diagnosis, you meet with your medical team, and it is almost instantaneous that you're going to do this many rounds of chemo, this many rounds of radiation, you're going to see this person and that person, and you haven't processed what's going on.
Right.
So you're in a state of shock. Sometimes there's a fear mechanism that causes people to make that instantaneous decision, but the reality of it is, we don't know how long this cancer has been growing inside of our body. What is another week, another month, if that's what's needed, to
Right.
explore all of your options, slow down the process, and make a definitive decision that's in alignment with your spirit? That's
Yes.
so important because your body can't heal in discomfort and fear.
That's right. If you pray, that'd be a good time. You know, it'd be a
Yes.
good time to do a lot of praying, and like you said, no fear. You know, you need to at that point. You're in the game. You're in the game, and you
Yes.
need to assemble your team. And
Yes.
we've got all these lovely things out here, and you know this. You want to touch it. It's a comfortable robe. You've got the bags. You've got the warm cap there, and the sweatshirt. These are things people will need for that fight.
Yes, absolutely.
Talk about the importance of just having what you need.
You know, you want to be comforted. You want to be supported. And sometimes when you're going to a sterile environment every 3 weeks or every day for radiation, there are things that can bring you down, bring a calm. And so having your robe, having your duffel bag and a pillow, that just brings you comfort. And a lot of times people don't know, what do I get my friend or my loved one that was newly diagnosed? We take that question out and we say, this is what's needed.
That's what they need.
This is what they
Yeah.
need. And each one of our comfort kits and our carriers, they're personalized to the family. They can be embroidered with their name. We put a personal note. We let them know that they're not just a number. They're not just a statistic. They're a person. We see them, their family sees them, and they're going to get the support they need.
Fighting Cancer Today, I want you to go on and take a look at their website. It's lovely. You've thought of everything. Your story is there so people can know that you understand. I mean, you've been there not once, but
Twice. And I'm still battling it. Still to this day, it's in my lungs right now. And so it's an ongoing fight. And that's the other thing. There's a misconception that you get diagnosed, you get treatment, you ring the bell, and that's it. There's so much more past the diagnosis, and that's what we highlight at Fighting Cancer Today.
I just love your footstep and your journey that you're on. It talks about what you're going to need. It talks about how you can prepare those who are going to be helping to care for you. There are so many needs, even during treatment, after treatment. You know, people have to remember to eat. People, you know,
Yes.
have a team that will prepare that food for you. And all of those things, ideally, we want to align and help people win. And of course, that's what we want for you too.
Yes, absolutely.
So, like you said, you've thought of everything. It's a 501c3. If you can help, this is the place that you definitely want to invest because we all know somebody, right? And right now you're servicing Southern Illinois.
We actually service all 50 states.
There it is. Okay,
All
she just
50
happens to
states.
live here. We got her
Yes.
right here. Okay.
Yes.
And you're going to publicize this a little bit more. You talked about going to the neighboring state of Indiana soon.
Yes.
What are you going to do there? Just let them know you're in town.
We're going to let them know we're in town, but we're actually launching a full-on location there. So it's another rural area, and that's the areas that we want to impact.
Yes. We want people to know just because you live in the country and you're not in the
Yes.
big city, there is wonderful care available. There are wonderful resources that you can get what you need, and you can do this the way that you want to do it on your terms, and reach out because you know about foods that help heal the body, all sorts of things that people need to know as they start their fight.
Absolutely. And even just financial resources. We provide utility assistance. We help pay mortgages. We've installed new roofs for families. We have a la carte situation of where we meet those families' need. Everyone doesn't need the same thing.
Right.
And 92 cents on every dollar that we receive goes back to the family.
Love that.
Yep.
you know, we never know what we're going to do in life. We don't know why we were put here. And you even commented on these flowers. You said, you know, it amazes me how the maker, you know, can produce such vibrant colors. And when I look at you, I'm amazed that God, you know, made someone like you, and you're here for a reason. So,
Thank you. Oh, no, you're going to make me cry. That was so sweet. Thank you so much.
yeah, if we can help you and help somebody else, that's what we want to do.
Thank you so much, Angie.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
Everyone is different. But for Rob, that's the program he needs, or he needed, and he's still needing to keep progressing.
Growing up, I realized I always liked helping people, so I thought doctor would be a good career path for me. And then once I started working with kids, I just enjoyed it so much. I do offer video visits. They can always check the website and find out if I have any slots available. I think, speaking for myself and many other providers here at Sierra HPC, we treat you as if you are our family. I care for you like you're my brother, sister, mother, cousin. I would offer you the same care that I would offer them.
Surprisingly, when we went out onto the streets, we were told to listen for horn honks. There were none.
I felt really positive about this book. I sent it up for a lot of awards, and it won quite a few.
Have you guys tried the brain freeze?
No, brain freeze sounds disgusting.
It sounds sour gummy worms.
Oh, I love it. It's so good. You guys have to try it.
What about dragon's blood?
I feel like that'd be like a challenge.
You just missed the tobacco industry's latest scam.
Have you guys tried the brain freeze?
Because you were supposed to.
Sour gummy worms.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. It's so good.
Do you want some?
Sure.
So I wanted to bring Salim on the show since Angie gave him a lot of crap last time. I'm going to challenge him to a push-up contest, and I'm going to lose horribly, as you can see. So let's get this going, and let's see how many we can do. You ready?
Yes.
Let's go. You got to go my same speed.
Okay.
Okay.
Who's coaching who?
Nobody's coaching anybody right now. Ready? Go. 1, 2. You're not even doing full push-ups, you cheater. There you go.
Feel the burn.
7, 8, breathe. 9, 10. My speed. 11.
Rob, slowing down a little.
12, 13.
You got this, Rob. Let's go. 2 more.
15, 16.
Rob, you got this.
19's all I got.
19. Rob, 1 more. Salim's at 42. Come on.
I'll do.
You can do it. 1 more. 20.
We'll do 1 more.
Give us 20. 1 more. All right.
A few moments later.
All right, Salim, we're going to finish strong. 98, 99. Hey, do one of those claps.
100.
Do one of those claps, Salim. Can you do that where you bounce up and...
No.
Okay. Salim's like, shut up, Angie. All right. Good deal,
Hey,
guys.
20's not bad.
I know, right?
All right, now you were kind of squaring up before. What are you going to do now? Is there boxing?
I want to just breathe and live.
Oh, is there...
I'm worn
He's
out.
not even winded, Rob.
Hold on. How's it going, Salim? I'm not winded either.
Now I know you can do 20. You used to do only
That's
6.
what I said. Now you're going to make me do them.
Okay,
Good
I got
job. Good job.
As vehicles have evolved, so have our attitudes about safety. Seatbelts were a welcome addition, and fortunately, we found a way to protect our little ones as well. We added airbags and safety glass, and a long list of other safety features. But there's still something that doesn't come standard, and that's clean air. Only you can protect your passengers from the toxic chemicals in secondhand smoke. So thank you for keeping others safe by choosing not to smoke in your car.
I think we at Christopher are pretty unique in that we have a variety of clinics around southeastern Illinois with a major strength in pediatrics.
The kids really have the biggest impact in affecting the entire family. It's not just about treating them when they're ill. It's also about helping the parents guide them as they grow. We treat these children as if they were our own, and that's how I think we help them as well, not just with treatment, but also with, like I said, guiding them.
So this is a segment that we have longed for. This is him. You guys have already seen him in action. Like he wasn't even winded doing push-ups there.
Yeah, and I'm super jealous of it.
He's superhuman.
Thank you.
We've already professed that we do have Team Salim here in studio. It's amazing what you've helped Rob do over the last just handful of months. We can't wait to see where you take him. But I understand that there is a method to what many people would deem madness.
Yeah, there's a science behind it.
Yep, there's definitely a lot behind it.
You know, when I asked you before, when you were doing the push-ups, and you showed off a little bit for television, and apparently your new best is 20.
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to be able to do 20.
So you will now require that he starts at 20.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. So I can tell that you're very regimented. I'm not going to say you're afraid of him, but you respect him.
Oh, so much respect. You have no idea.
So let's talk about how this relationship began, what you've seen, the evolution, that type thing.
So I initially started working out with B.
Be fit. You know her, you love her.
Yeah, so she was my trainer for about 2 years, and then she hired Salim. Is that right? She hired you? And then I guess she kind of handed me off to him because I think my goals were more in line with what his style is.
I mean, she had to agree to essentially turn you over to Salim because, I mean, you're not a pet project, but obviously when a trainer takes you on, they want you to do well. They want you to succeed. And she had to have a lot of trust and faith in you for her to hand Rob over, essentially.
Yeah, that's actually, I had to study his body first for this time too, before I even before I accept that actually I'm going to work with him.
Right.
I would want to know first, am I capable of transform this person to the person he was trying to be.
Absolutely. He describes it as a science often. And, you know, we're blown away when we hear about the weight loss. And then we hear about the cheat meal when he hits that wall. There's obviously a science behind it. You're not just being cruel because you're pushing him for all of those hours in the morning and multiple days a week, 6 days a week. You've determined that's what it takes.
Yes, for Rob.
Okay.
So everyone is different. But for Rob, that's the program he needs, or he needed, and he's still needing to keep progressing for losing weight.
How difficult is it when you have somebody show up, like Rob maybe, who he's tired, it's been a long week, you know, he doesn't necessarily want to go. Is he complaining, you know, are you having to listen to that? Do you not hear it? Is it noise? What is that relationship like?
Yeah, so I'm curious to hear the answer to this because every day I go in there, he's always like, are you ready? And I'm like, absolutely not. And then he's like, okay, in 3, 2, 1. And then I have to start going. It doesn't matter whether I'm ready or not, but I'm curious for the answer.
I don't hear it because I hear the same thing, the same complaints from every client in there, and I don't expect any good answer from any client. In my head, I already know what you're going to answer.
Right.
I know what you're going to say, and in my head, I know already what I'm going to respond to your response. Like, I don't even care. You're just going to start anyway.
And that's what I need.
I think that's what people don't realize is, you know, when you're paying someone to ensure that you better yourself, you improve your body, if you don't do that because you don't require that they live up to, you know, what you've set for them, the program that you've established for them, you failed.
Yes, that's true. And I don't want anybody to fail, especially if I'm working with, just because of reasons that I have no control over. Because we all have normal life problems, you know. If you come and complain about how tired you are, how much you couldn't sleep last night, or how much, you know, relationship drama you're dealing with, we all have that problem. Even the person you're complaining to is probably dealing with even more stuff like that.
That's
too.
so true, yeah.
You know, it is weight loss and transforming your body transforms your life. It changes everything. And I think it's a quest that Rob has been on for years, and we've watched him, and I know he sees results. I know he sees the finish line with you, and that's very exciting for all of us. Do you see it?
Yes, I have seen it before even I started working with him, and I promised him that, if you remember, before we started working with you, I told you, I promise you, you're going to be a different person. You're going to feel like a different person. You're going to have full confidence. You're going to feel different. You're going to live a different life. But I don't care about what you go through in your life. You're still going to do the program every single day. And I promise you this much. I don't know if you want me to confess how much we're talking, but yeah, I promised him for a whole year to at least lose 100 to 150 pounds by December. But it could be more, but it definitely will not be less. But we're going towards that now, even before less than a year.
I've already, in the last, it's not even been 6 months, and I'm more than halfway there.
The reason why I was so sure about that I already see the goal is he's not my first client who have transferred and changed their life forever in this aspect, in a weight loss aspect. But I've seen it, and what keeps me, wanting to change people's life in terms of weight losing is I see the happiness in their eyes after they lose all that weight and they become a different person. They see life in different perspectives, and they even work in themselves. They love themselves even more. Like the whole life aspect just change in their eyes. And whenever I see that, it makes me happy because I know they appreciate it first. Second, they're not going to stop it right there. I know they're going to move it around with whoever they care about too.
Yeah.
So, and I've seen it too. I've seen those people who have transformed their bodies to different lives. They have started to work with other people to actually make them better people as well.
Wow.
That's what I've been doing, because we got my parents involved.
Yes.
That's awesome.
That's a good first step.
Yeah. And I came to you first. I was like, what do I need to do? And you were like, just get them drinking water.
Yeah,
I thought that
we
was
always
good.
ease
Baby
into
steps.
it. If you just start hard, if you just start off really hard. If I started really hard with you, you would have quit a long time ago, and you would have probably gotten worse.
Remember when I first started, you gave me on my meal, you said 100 grams of oatmeal, and I'm like, are you sure? This is so much food. And you were like, yes, trust me. And then later you were like, 40 grams of oatmeal. And I'm like, what? This is nothing.
That's one part of the science he mentioned about before, is because if I put you on a really hard diet, your hormones are going to fluctuate too much that you're not going to like it. You're going to get angry all the time. You're going to quit. And when you quit, that's all hormone stuff, happening inside your body without you knowing it. You will feel tired every day, but you don't want to do it. Right now you might feel tired, but you still want to do it because you see results.
Right.
And you can feel how better you feel, how healthy you function around your day.
I can move better. Like I have better posture. I can do things easier. Like I said the other day when I came into the studio, I got up out of my car and it felt like I floated up out of the car just because it's so easy to stand
He likes
up.
to show off and like bounce up and down the steps and, run up and down and run circles around us on shoots and such.
None of that is accurate.
And there was a time that he couldn't travel with us. He didn't want to travel with us. He was embarrassed to try to sit in the airline seat.
Yeah,
and now he's like, let's go.
See, that's the one difference I'm happy to hear about, that actually something huge like this have changed in his life. Now he can do something he was never able to do before.
Yeah.
That just by itself keeps me pushing to actually keep changing people's life or keep working on people's lives. I didn't even ask for extra money.
Yeah, so that is one thing I wanted to commend him about, was before, whenever I would have a specialized meal plan or whatever, it costs extra money.
Sure.
And then whenever he took over and started doing it for me, he sends me every week. I get a
He
new...
realizes it's a whole plan, like everything.
Well, but he didn't charge me anything extra. I don't know if he's
right. You
doing
can't have one without the other. You were gonna do that, right? You're like, the meal plan is so important to the weight loss. The workout is so important to the feeling better and transforming your body. So I get it. I mean, I think that was an investment in you and an investment into yourself. Do you ever eat a cupcake?
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Like a protein cupcake,
No,
protein
just
powder
normal.
cupcake?
I have cheat meals too.
You do?
And I go crazy in cheat meals too. You don't want to know what I eat
when when he told me about how crazy he went on his cheat meals, I was like,
What do you do?
I'll go get like half.
We probably shouldn't tell people that. Like, do not cheat on your meals. Like,
well, sometimes
lose
you
the
need
weight,
to
do the work,
Yeah.
and then you can have your.
Yeah, you need to though, because that fits
You
into
need
the,
to.
it fits into the science.
Right. Tells your brain, look, we're
Yes.
rewarding you, but we're going to
It's-
continue to lose weight.
That's true. It also does like physiological changes inside your body. It like messes
Yes.
with your metabolism and your digestion and all that kind of stuff. It actually helps.
Yes, when you stay on a certain clean diet for a long time. So there's so many tricks and ways of doing it. Every coach has his own way, but I've trained with I don't know if you guys know what Mr. Olympia is. He's #1 bodybuilder of the world.
Yes.
His coach is my coach back home. So I'm trained with one of the best 7 nutrition coaches of the world in the world. That's what my coach is, and I got that because he's a friend of my brother.
Helps to know people, huh?
Yes.
Well, I'm glad we know you now. So yeah, that's awesome. And we're going to continue to watch you on this journey, right?
Yes.
But we do want to know more about you because you've had to work to get where you are,
True.
right?
A lot of work.
And I think that we should share with our audience maybe some things you've had to go through because nothing is impossible, right?
That's how it started, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that when we come back.
Marian Medical Mission's purpose is to share the love of Christ with the extreme poor in Africa. We do this through the WELL program by providing a sustainable source of safe drinking water while working hand in hand with our African partners. No overhead or administrative costs are deducted unless so designated by the donor. Be part of the solution. Go to mmmwater.org to donate.
Hi, my name is Cole. I'm 7 and Dr. Christie is my person and she is a good doctor. My first time, that's about probably the only time I was nervous. I thought was gonna hurt through one whole arm. Don't be afraid because it just felt like a little sting like boot.
Hi, my name is Marlena Gentry, and I'm a nursing student at John A. Logan. I feel like it's more like a family. We really connect the students. We study together, we laugh together, we cry together, we get on each other. And then the teachers as well, they're just really easy to talk to, just helping you to grow. They want to give you everything you need to make it. John A. is good at just making sure that your needs are met, that they're giving you what you need to succeed. And they have so many different programs to help you do that.
So this show has been about taking chances. Time does not stand still for anybody. You got to believe in oneself. You got to believe in others enough that you're willing to take some risks and take some chances and put yourself out there. We heard Rob's story. We've got another story, Zach. Everybody knows Zach here. He recently got engaged. Okay, she said yes, right? Is that right? She said yes. She said yes. That's a good thing. Okay, we talked about, I moved to Boston and I thought that was a big deal from Florida, but heck, you moved from Saudi Arabia to Chicago.
Yes.
That wasn't an easy something, was
No.
it?
I was 18 when I did that too, and I did not notify or tell anybody of my family until like 4 hours before my plane.
Your mama
Yes.
was not happy.
No.
You 4 hours before you departed?
Yes.
Oh, you in trouble.
Because if I had said anything to them,
right,
because of how much I care about them, because also of how much I used to be doing to everybody back home. I used to teach physics, math, and chemistry to my sisters and their friends. I used to teach, in every summer, all middle school in that town, all middle school students. I used to teach them the same thing, physics, math, and chemistry for free as well. So I'm kind of...
You were just good at it, or you already had a
Yeah.
degree in it?
No.
You were just really good at it. Okay.
Yeah. So I kept teaching that for like a good 5 years.
Wow.
So I can just talk and plan for it, because there's so much behind. If I plan to, I'm gonna have to cancel everything, and it
You
was
just had to
so
go.
overwhelming to a point where even my family did not want me to leave. That's why I was like, if I say anything, I'm gonna cancel.
Wow.
So I decided to just not say anything, just plan for it, do everything, get everything ready. And 4 hours, I didn't even pack. 4 hours before my plane, I went to my closet. I hugged all my clothes, put in my closet, backpack, and left.
Dude,
Yes.
you are like hardcore on all fronts.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a way to do it, I guess. But maybe you had just been getting your mind right for so long that you were going to go, and there was
Not for
nothing
so
that was
long.
going to get in the way.
I think it was like for 2 months. I decided to do it, and I was like, I'm not going to think about anything, because I know where my future is going to be, especially because none of my family actually had left town, not only the country.
Okay, never left
We've
town.
always lived in a very small town, and they just didn't want me to. They thought I was crazy when I left.
Did you see a postcard or a billboard or Chicago? You're like, I'm going to the Windy City.
No,
Why?
I just kept looking for a place to stay in
Okay.
in the United States.
Lodging helps.
And I was looking for a place to start studying in there. And then I contacted this homestay mom, and she said it used to be only her and her daughter, who was like 12 at the time.
Okay.
And she said, we're going to have to see you first before we actually accept you staying with us. Because,
Okay.
you know, she had
Sure. There's a
so
vetting process.
Yes, I left my country all the way to Chicago just in case they'll accept me. And then I walked in there, talked to them. They said, okay, you're fine. You can stay.
Did you have in your mind that, I mean, so many people say they come to this country because of the possibilities, because of what it would mean for them, for their future, the freedom they might have. Did you bring some of that with you?
Yes, I had always thought that, well, maybe not that in that way, but in my head it was always like, if I stayed in there,
right,
I would have not moved any higher.
Right.
So I thought anything but not staying there will definitely put me somewhere higher. So I came here, when I came here, it was crazy. I didn't even have a bank account. I was living out of Pringles for like a couple months.
Wow. That's not conducive for a guy taking care of his
No,
body.
and
Yeah,
I was,
Pringles,
I was 18 at the time, and I felt homesick after a couple months, and
wow,
it was miserable. I got to a point where I was like, this is not gonna work. I'm gonna go back home.
Talk about the schooling and what period of time that you've been able to get under your belt since arriving.
Right away.
Okay, so
Yes.
you've got your associates?
No, I started first with the English, because I came to the United States with no English first.
No money, just Pringles, no English. Okay, this gets better and better.
Yeah,
Wow.
and then I started doing English for 1 year. I did good, I think, and then I got a scholarship at SIU, and I moved to SIU, finished my Bachelor of Electrical Engineering with 4.0 in 3 years, and then I did an extremely unique senior design project that actually Japan are using now to build up their new cars. It's called hydrogen generator. I was able to build up an electrical generator through only water, and it's actually at SIU Museum too. And because of that, the chairman of Electrical and Computer Engineering Department offered me a full ride tuition for masters, and I didn't want to do masters, but at the time I can just lose that chance, and I did masters, and I actually didn't want to do it, but I was like, let me start and see where this goes. And I finished it, and then I was able to make another project work that it's been sitting there for 8 years that nobody at school wanted to do because it was a 3-phase induction motors. I don't know if you guys know what that is. It's like a high voltage, like the one that's outside.
It's a little above my pay grade, I think, but it sounds very, very important, and it sounds very futuristic, and I think Mama is proud now. Everybody happy with your decision to come over now and all that you've accomplished? And
No, what's crazy is
She's like, get back here and teach these kids now.
They were okay just because they had the idea of, I will come back after I finish my Bachelor. But then they got pissed after I started my Master's. And they said...
You're like, look, I'm inventing things, so I'm going to have to stay here for now.
Yeah, and then they were like, okay, we're giving up on you. That's it. So I started doing Bachelor with absolutely no support from family whatsoever, emotionally or economically, nothing. But then I did master's, the same thing, and they offered me a full ride tuition for a PhD. I couldn't say no to it either. But what's crazy part is I did not walk for my ceremony in bachelor or master's because I thought I was just going to walk at the end. And right now I'm working on something, hopefully is going to turn out.
Am I supposed to call you Dr. Salim now?
Soon.
Soon.
I would say like
Dr. Salim.
in a year.
In a year, okay.
But I finished most of the requirements, like 75 to 80% of the requirements too. I only have to do this dissertation now and graduate.
We've always said that everybody has a story, and Rob knew that you had an incredible story outside of just the way that you've been able to help him. I can tell that, I mean, you're very goal-oriented, and geez, man, there's a mountain there. You're climbing it and moving aside and climbing another one and moving aside. I mean, do you feel like there's just nothing you can't do and you want to just aim for everything?
Yes, because everything I thought I could not do, I was able to do. And I know at this point that whatever is going to come in the future, I'm going to overcome as well.
That's right. If we could just get Pringles as a sponsor, all you other kids out there watching now, all it takes is that Pringle can, belief in oneself, and I think you got to be a little smart too.
And a little crazy too.
And a little crazy. So, okay, we got to wrap up, but just give that little piece of advice to somebody. You know, there's so many people at the crossroads, and they're sometimes they're questioning whether or not they should even be here, if this life means anything, you know. What would you say to them, and what is that bit of encouragement you could offer?
Don't give up. It's always going to pay off. It's always going to, it might get hard one day, it might get worse another day, but it will always be better at the end. You know, I did all of this alongside with taking care of my health, becoming a better myself, and actually I was competing in Buddy Beach competitions too, and I won multiple times.
Of course you did. Taking care of Rob. Yeah, just taking care of people. Love it. All right.
Don't give up.
Well, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me here.
Guess what? I'm now #Team Dr. Salim. That's it. Yes, that's it. We're making shirts. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you guys for tuning in another week, and we'll see you next time. Rob, more push-ups.
No.
Is this the good old BTS cam?
Yes, this is the good old BTS
Hi,
cam.
BTS.
Hi, BTS. What you got going on right now, Rob? What are you guys accomplishing?
We are setting up lighting for the open. And we are trying to set up an edge light right now so that we can separate the talent from the background.
You said nice. I'm like, I'm satisfied.
And I jumped on and I said, hey, we want to most certainly help with this. And she said, you know what they told me they're listening to? And I said, what? She said, Warrior.
Oh, wow.
I'm like a little, are you wearing like a tank top?
I do have it in my car.
I think that's what we need.
So, Salim, what are your first impressions of the show?
Not crazy, but very energetic.
Very energetic.
All right, this is better.